12:15, you're watching CT Style. So we know winter's a tough time of year, but there's a lot of weather-related accidents that can happen.
And our friend attorney Jonathan Perkins is here to help you weather the storm and learn some ways that you can avoid some of those injuries through certain precautions. Jonathan, we want to welcome you here to CT Style. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Ryan. Teresa?
Absolutely.
Or do you prefer Teresa and Ryan?
I think
doesn't
Teresa
matter.
and Ryan. I think the T becomes
We'll answer to anything. So there are some things we need to do or you could be liable, right, when it comes to winter?
Yep. Certainly, if you're a landowner or somebody who's in charge of a piece of land, you got to be careful to look out in the winter months to remove snow and ice from your property, because obviously people can fall on that, and that's a well-known fact of life.
And how about your sidewalks? That can be important as well.
Sidewalks too. You know, in most municipalities in Connecticut now have an ordinance that make the adjoining landowner or the person in charge of it, or their tenant, responsible for removing snow and ice in a timely fashion, and they can be held liable if they don't do that.
And while we're talking about removing ice, let's not forget your vehicle, the roof of your car, especially when you're driving.
Yes, we also have a statute, a law in Connecticut that requires that you do that. So you don't want to be out driving and you haven't removed all the snow and ice, and you're creating projectiles that are going down the highway hitting other vehicles. You can be fined $75 if you don't remove that adequately. And certainly if ice comes off your vehicle and hits another vehicle and causes property damage or injury, you can be fined up to $1,000.
Wow.
Which is not a good thing. So
it's so scary, too, when it happens.
Yeah, what do you recommend for some of our viewers this time of year in terms of precautions or things that they can do to kind of avoid this?
Well, obviously, primarily what we're talking about is being outside. So you're talking about walking and you're talking about driving. When you're walking, you've got to be careful to wear appropriate footwear. We're just talking, Ryan, dress shoes.
Dress shoes, don't cut it,
Not
right?
that good this time of year when you're out on the ice.
Right?
She said I should put some of those ice spikes in. I said, can you imagine me?
I actually
You do?
own them, yes.
You do?
They're
Do you ever
handy.
use them?
No. Well,
But anyway, wear appropriate footwear, and when you're out walking and it's icy, make sure that you take small steps, because you're not really always... You're not going to know all the time if you're going to come across black ice, and black ice is something that's not often visible until you're on it, and particularly where you've had a little bit of snow on top of that, it's not visible at all, and you can end up with severe injuries.
Right, and if it does happen to come to that, which we hope that it doesn't, that's where you come in and you're able to help some of your clients.
That's where we're at, Jonathan Perkins Injury Lawyers. That's what we do. We do, slip and falls. We do all kinds of personal injury, from nursing home abuse through dog bites, through motor vehicle accidents, you name it. But also work-related injuries, and our newest practice area now is employment discrimination. And we're at 1-800-PERKINS or 800perkins.com. But certainly, if you fall down outside, it's important, and you're injured, take photographs. You've got to document it, particularly on ice, because as we know, ice is not there for months at a time. It's there and then it's gone. So months later, when there's going to be a dispute about where the ice was, how big it was, and so on, you want to have the photographs, the video, take some notes, if you're able, as to where it was relative to things that are going to be there on a more permanent basis, so you can point it out.
So be sure to document everything.
You got to document it, certainly, yes.
Well, we want to thank you for your time, Jonathan, and hopefully our viewers do have a safe winter season. But if you do need a little bit more information, head online to 800perkins.com or call that phone number. So, Jonathan, thank you.
Thank you so much
folks.
for all the advice.
So great to see you.
All right, stay